So our topic is surface area and volume of spheres. And for the warm-up, you're going to find the area of the circle and round to the nearest tenth.
Pause the video and do these examples. So the formula for area of a circle is pi r squared. And this is the diameter, so you have to find half of that. So you divide it by 2. So the radius is 5. And then you would square root that. I'm just kidding, you would square it. So it's 25 pi, which comes out to be 78.5 feet squared. And that's the total area of the circle.
And then for the second one, the formula is pi r squared. So then it's going to be pi 3 squared. So then 9 pi, which comes out as 28.3 centimeters squared.
So this is a vocab for 12.6, and if you guys want to copy it down, then that would be good. A sphere is a set of all given points in space equidistant from a given point. So pretty much just a fancy way of saying it's a three-dimensional circle. The center is the point that's equidistant from all other points on the sphere. So if I draw a line from the center outside to one of the edges of the sphere, then it will be the same. And the radius is a segment from the center to a point on the sphere. So pretty much any of the segments that you draw from the center to the point on the sphere is the radius.
Then a chord is a segment whose endpoints are on the sphere. And it doesn't have to necessarily go through the center. It can just be like these 2 points right there, and then they form a segment. And then a diameter is a chord that contains the center, which is like right there. And then each side is equal because each side can also be a radius.
These are the theorems and extended vocab for 12.6. So theorem 12.11 is surface area of a sphere, and that is S equals 4 pi r squared.
And then the great circle is an intersection of a plane that contains the center of the sphere. And the great circle is right here. Like right throughout there. And then hemispheres are two congruent halves of the sphere separated by the great circle. So that is this area right here. And then this area down here. And those are congruent.
Theorem 12.12 is the volume of the sphere, which is 4/3 pi r cubed. So these are some examples of surface area of spheres, and if you want to pause it and do these examples, then you may do so. The equation for surface area is 4 pi r squared. And as you see here, the radius is 4, so we would do 4 pi times 4 squared. And then 4 squared is 16. So if you multiply all that out, the final answer is 201.06 feet squared. And then the next one is 7.5, so you do the same equation, which is 4 times pi times 7.5 squared. And the final answer after you multiply all of these out is 706.86 centimeters squared.
Then for the last one, because it's a diameter, you have to divide it by 2, which is 9.15. Then you do 4 pi 9.15 squared. And then when you add that all together, it is 1052.09 meters squared. Okay, so here are some example problems of finding the volume of the sphere. And we're going to round to the nearest hundredth. And if you want to pause the video and do these on your own, feel free to. And so on the first one, the formula for the volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. And so it's going to be 4/3 pi, and because 6 is the radius, it's going to be 6 cubed, which is 216. And if you multiply all that together, it comes out as 904.78 inches cubed. And then the second one, you're going to use the same formula. And the radius is 40, so it's going to be 40 cubed. And then that comes out as 64,000. And then if you multiply all that together, it's 268,082.57 millimeters cubed.
Okay, and for the last one, 5 centimeters is the diameter. So the first thing that you will have to do is divide the diameter by 2 to get the radius. So 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So what you would do is you would do 4/3 pi times 2.5 cubed. And when you multiply all that together, it comes out as 65.45 centimeters cubed.
Okay, so here's a real world problem, and it's of the geography of the Earth. And the problem is the circumference of the Earth is about 24,855 miles. Find the surface area of the Western Hemisphere. And so to find the surface area, we need the radius. So we're going to use the formula for circumference, which is C equals 2 pi r, and use it to find the radius. So that'll be 24,855 equals 2 pi r. Then you're going to divide both sides by 2 pi. And then the radius equals 24,855 all over 2 pi.
Okay, and then since we have the radius, the formula for surface area just right off the bat is 4 pi r squared. And since we only need half of that, since we're trying to find the Western Hemisphere, we would go ahead and just times that by 1/2. So I'm just going to fill in r because we already know what that is. So it would be 1/2 times the quantity, 4 pi times 24,855 all over 2 pi, and all of this squared, and then all of this is approximately 98,321,312 miles squared. For additional help and some more problems, visit this website for an online quiz.
Thanks for watching.